Hi, and welcome to episode 24 of the Muscle News and Merlin Bodybuilding Podcast with my buddy Eric Broser.
Yep.
We're a year old.
24. 24. So we have in 2 more weeks, we'll be half a year in,
Yeah, yeah,
half a year in of episodes. So
yeah.
wow,
So,
24.
yeah. So we are a year older, wiser this week.
Well, the two of us had birthdays recently,
Yeah.
yes.
So your birthday was on October 31st, mine November 3rd, so we're getting a bit older but wiser.
We're aging like fine wine.
Yes, 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 yes.
Like fine wine. We don't, I always like to say I don't age, I evolve. So that's what I
Yeah,
am.
that's it. That's it.
I
Yeah.
evolve.
On my birthday, I put up on Facebook, I put up two videos of the same song of Van Halen, one from 1982. They were playing Unchained, and
Uh-huh.
another one when they were on Jimmy Kimmel's show, when they did that
Oh
concert
wow.
outside. So I said, a little bit older, grayer, but wiser. Nothing changes.
You gotta get wiser. If you're not getting wiser, then you're
Yeah.
missing the boat. You gotta get wiser.
Yeah. So, you know, when you pass 50, it's like people say, or past 40, it's all downhill. But it's what you make of it. You try to stay young. You know what I mean? I
I, you know what? I don't even honestly, I don't even think about my age
No, I
anymore.
don't.
Like I just, whatever. It's like I still go in the gym
Yeah.
and I'm amazed at how hard I'm able to go in there and train. Like
Yeah.
I know I'm out lifting, and I'm not necessarily out lifting weight wise because I don't focus on that, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my intensity levels, I blow away most of the 20 and
Yeah.
25 year olds in the gym. Like I kill it. Like people look at me like like, what are you getting ready for? Like, and I'm not even getting ready for anything. It's just like, but my capacity to still train my ass, like I don't even think about age. It
Yeah.
just
Because we,
doesn't.
we were brought up differently. Uh, we're the generation, we would ride our bikes, crash on the ground, go home, blood coming out of your knees, you
So
know,
true.
no,
Like we would get on our bikes like and
yeah,
ride
yeah,
my like
yeah,
like, things that people drive, like, oh, I'm gonna drive a couple of towns. We
yeah,
would ride
yeah,
bikes that take us hours.
yeah. When I used to live in Toronto, from our house, I used to ride my bike downtown with all the bike trails, tie it up, things probably you don't do today anymore because people steal things. Go to
Yeah,
watch a film, eat a couple of Whoppers, because we have the energy, we can use it, and ride back home before the sun goes down.
that's so true. You don't see now when I see kids like out, like they're riding like a scooter thing
Yeah,
that's motorized.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
see like bike, and we
yeah,
used to bike for, I mean, I would like leave on my bike like during the summers
yeah,
in the morning, bye mom, and
yeah,
I'd come home at night, like
yeah,
12 hours
yeah,
later, having biked the whole day. And it was like
yeah.
nothing. That's what
Yeah,
we
and
did.
and it's like you see those, all right, off topic, but you see those back then it was like I don't know what is it, F Facebook group. You would see all the bikes in the front lawn of somebody's house. That's how you would know everybody's there.
Yeah, that was it. You'd go there and it was just lines of bikes, or
Yeah, yeah,
you'd go to your favorite pizza place or whatever, and
yeah,
there'd be
yeah,
all the teenagers, whatever, everybody's there with their bikes
yeah,
are out. But now I'm driving my car and I see all these kids on these little scooter things. I'm like, oh, lazy.
yeah, yeah. It's different. It's like I don't know if you watched the first, obviously Stranger Things, the first season.
Oh,
It
I
was
did.
like
Huge Stranger Things fan.
the first season was flashback to the 80s because they were on their bikes and the
Yeah.
cinemas and my daughter's saying you're really getting into this. I'm telling you, it's like a flashback. I was like,
Yep.
you have no
Yep.
idea. It's like,
I don't know about you, but I feel like the 80s was like the best time.
yeah,
Like was like the best time for music, movies,
yeah.
just life.
I mean, we were both, I
Much
was born
simpler.
in 70. I don't know when you were 69, 68.
Like 68. So yeah,
68.
so
So
basically the same. We're in the same
yeah,
spot.
yeah. So, when you're young, you don't really remember. You see videos and say, wow, I was, already young in those days. But the 80s was like really, it's like everything evolved from the 80s. The movies exploded, certain bands, certain types of, electronics, Atari, the computer age,
Yep.
it started up, I remember in school at 11, 12, there was the pet Commodore, with the green screen and the icon. That's where we started. So everything, we evolved with everything. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
kids have no idea waiting for the internet to come on for like 10 minutes. If then somebody picks up the phone and you're screwed, at
Yeah.
home, with the
Yeah. Yeah.
dial-up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
or a record, if it gets scratched from the first song, it goes to the fifth one. You know what I mean? It's like they and the thing is now records are coming back in style. My
Well,
daughter,
because it's like a vintage
yeah, my
thing.
daughter buys records now. She
Because no, nothing sounds the same. Nothing sounds like classic, like vinyl
Yeah,
records.
she bought a record player. She has the records. I put all my Van Halen records in her collection now because I can't put them there. I said it's like what? It's crazy. It's like
You remember things like having in your car a cassette player
yeah,
and
yeah,
buying little cassettes and
yeah, yeah,
you know,
and
like
the and the cassette with the pencil to wind it up. If it comes all
well,
out, you take it out of you take it out in your car and it like sticks inside.
oh my
You know.
God, that's this stuff
you know,
that's classic
Blockbuster
stuff.
video and all this stuff. You wait till Friday to watch one film. Now you turn on Netflix and
Yeah, oh my God. I remember standing in line at
yeah,
Blockbuster looking and looking what
yeah.
movie should I rent and all this stuff.
No trade,
Hilarious.
yeah, no previews, nothing. Now we do,
And also television. There was just like ABC,
yeah,
NBC,
yeah,
CBS,
yeah,
maybe HBO. That was
yeah,
about it. And
yeah,
now there's just like
yeah,
thousands of channels and
yeah,
streamings, and
yeah,
it's so
and so
funny.
people know if you're watching like Seinfeld, which we both love, you miss an episode, that's it. There's
Yeah.
no going back, and
Yeah.
it's like it's
And- but then they finally came out with the most amazing device. You could tape it on a
yeah,
big machine. You could tape the episode.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
La,
But you know what? This is a good segue into what we were discussing before because we want to start bringing some of the old school bodybuilding
yeah,
back to the show and start doing a new segment next
yeah,
show, a look
yeah,
back. So we want to look back at some of the
yeah,
older Arnold classics, Ironmans,
yeah, yeah.
Olympias.
We have to
So
see. We have to see what we're gonna name it still, but
yeah,
like people really compare in detail today the bodybuilding. Nobody really compared in detail other than the articles of way back. So we're gonna, get the top five or maybe top 10 and analyze them, saying why should, like, for example, should have Flex Wheeler, should have he beat, Ronnie Coleman, or should have Kevin Levrone beat, whatever, and all this Dorian Yates should if he have won six and all these things, you know what I mean? Just having fun, looking
yeah,
back.
even going back to like say like even further, like even to like the '83 Olympia when Samir
Yeah,
won, Lee
yeah,
Haney did his first
yeah,
Olympia.
yeah,
Bertil Fox was like the hero of the show. Everybody thought he should have
yeah,
won, but he didn't
yeah,
win. So cool stuff like that. We'll bring
yeah,
that
yeah,
back.
yeah. We can see, the controversies and explain, some of the backstories about these things, So, and even bodybuilding in the 80s, it was like, I mean, this is related to fitness, you know, Arnold and Stallone started, they were,
The movie trend
yeah,
of
so
muscle.
all of a sudden going to the gym was cool, like
Yeah,
Stallone said in the Pumping Iron documentary in the beginning, when they did that 25th anniversary edition. Um, he said it was cool to go to the gym now,
yeah,
and back then with all the nickel weights, and remember all the everything was chrome, you know.
yeah,
So, it was cool to look good. All the actors started having abs. The
yeah.
sing
That they started it. They started it,
Yeah, singers
and
started having abs,
yeah,
I mean,
everybody in the movie wanted to look good, and you start
yeah,
getting through like
yeah,
Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and then
yeah,
all the movie,
yeah,
all the action heroes instead of
yeah,
looking normal, they all look shredded,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it became
So,
a
you
huge
know,
thing.
when guys see Stallone, the younger generation say, he's an old guy. That looks he's in good shape. But listen, him and Arnold broke down so many walls, and did things for, the fitness industry that nobody can do today. I don't care how popular you are. Those guys started it, and they're still pushing it, I mean, Arnold is still doing what he does, trains every morning. Stallone looks fantastic. He's, his series,
And he's like almost 80,
yeah,
right?
Tulsa King, that series. I
Tulsa King,
mean,
yeah.
he's
Uh-huh.
looking great. All right. You can see him as a bit fragile when he walks, but you know what? At that age, who has perfect legs, their knees,
Yeah, but he's still like you
yeah,
could still through his shirts, he
yeah.
still develops,
Yeah, no, Stallone's looking really good, even I mean Arnold, he's been through a lot as well, so but
But he's still training at Gold's Gym and
yeah,
doing his thing.
and listen, Stallone ripped both of his pecs when he was training. I don't know which Rocky it was with Franco
Yeah.
Colombo was
Yeah,
training
you
in,
could see, you could see,
so
we're always able to see the dents, you
yeah,
know.
so
But you know who else had a great physique that a lot of people don't, and you'll appreciate it? Bruce Lee.
oh, of
Bruce
course.
Lee maybe weighed 140 pounds,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
But he would, remember how when he would like flex his muscles and stuff,
yeah,
abs shredded, he would
yeah,
wide back.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, he didn't have a lot
Another
of
one,
total mass, but
yeah.
he was on film too. That was another crazy
Yeah.
looking physique too.
Another guy that started in the 70s and like exploded in the 80s with, Enter the Dragon and all those films, it's like it's a
Yeah.
shame he passed away really young.
Oh, I was such a huge Bruce Lee fan.
I watched all his films. They're all
Such
fantastic.
a huge fan.
Enter the Dragon, I think I watch it once a year. It's so
Oh,
amazing.
I've seen them all 100 times. But
Yeah.
I remember the one scene, I don't remember if it was from Enter the Dragon. It could have been where he was like kind of like warming up and then he would flex and he'd spread his lats.
Yeah.
And
And
he would,
crack
and he
them.
was wide, man.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
had wide lats,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
he wasn't big, but he trained, and a lot of people don't know he trained with weights too. He
Yeah, and
was
then
pretty,
Steve McQueen, he was helping Steve McQueen and all these other actors, so um it started late 70s, it's because remember, like pumping iron, obviously this all comes up from pumping iron. In the early 70s, it was like peace, love, and joy. Everybody was like fucking, they're all, stoned out of their brains, the physique wasn't the main thing, Then, like Arnold came along, Stallone, Bruce Lee, and you don't have to make an actor look fake in the movies anymore. He's there, he's ready, Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible
yeah. I
Hulk.
mean, those are the extreme, but
Yeah,
the main thing is like we're talking about is that just the regular,
yeah,
normal actors
yeah,
would now all of a sudden Ryan Gosling has abs and this
yeah,
one has like
yeah,
everybody wants to look
yeah,
Thor and all these guys. I mean, like,
yeah,
and you didn't have to wear a suit. Now
yeah,
you really look like that. And that became like a
yeah,
major part of the film industry, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
awesome. I mean,
And before we continue, one guy that pushes the limit all the time, what's his name? He played Batman once.
oh, Christian,
Yeah, he gains weight and loses weight. He
yeah,
looks,
he goes to extreme.
yeah, there was one
And look
film
at
where,
anorexic, like he's
yeah, there was one
dying.
film, yeah, and then next thing you know, he's all ripped with abdominals, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's these Hollywood people, I don't know what they do behind the scenes, but they really push the limit sometimes, to do these.
It's become I mean, my industry of training people,
Yeah,
it's become a huge thing. Now all actors, have trainers
yeah,
and and they bring their trainers with them to the set.
yeah,
I mean, look at The Rock. I mean, look at guys
yeah,
like that. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
everybody's just it's you want to go on screen and you want to part of it is the allure is having that physique. You want to
yeah,
see an action hero or a superhero looking like
yeah,
a superhero,
yeah,
and they do, but not all of them. The funny thing is though a lot of them will finish a film and then they'll
yeah,
stop. And then
yeah,
the next time you see them and they're kind of like chubby or skinny
yeah,
fat, like
yeah,
what
yeah.
happened,
Yeah, yeah. So obviously people get older as well, and some people don't understand that. You're always seeing him the same way. Then you see him on internet, you say, God, how this guy's old. You know what I mean? It's like Lou Ferrigno, you're stuck with the Hulk look or pumping iron. It's stuck in your head. Then you see him now, he's an old man, still looking good. But for us, sometimes it's like hard to register that this guy got old. It's like when you
Yeah.
see Arnold today and you see him pumping iron, it's like, what a, you know, it's age, father time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
stay. I mean, you could. I mean, listen, there's plenty of people who into their 70s and 80s still have crazy physiques. We've seen
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
but that's because it's just a major. It's every day. They never stop. It's
Never
just
stop.
part
Yeah.
of life. But I was thinking about. It's interesting how we talk about the transition, especially in the film world. Think about Rocky 1 and 2, his
Yeah.
body there, and then what he turned into Rocky 3,
Yeah. And then,
like
yeah. And then
4.
four, he was chiseled to the bone.
Right,
That
like
was,
3 and 4, all of a sudden
yeah.
so it's like you could see the shift, like
Yeah.
of what you wanted to see
Yeah.
now. Like,
I'll never forget that look he had in forward, his abdominals and even the side. He was like shredded.
Oh, he was bodybuilder. He was like probably
Yeah. And
4% body
Dolph
fat
and
shredded.
Dolph Lundgren,
Dolph Lundgren looked
yeah,
insane
who
too.
celebrates his birthday on November 3rd as well. So, we're the same,
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna look back at that stuff. I think it'll be kind of fun for the
Yeah,
viewers
yeah.
that are more towards our age and even for the younger guys
Yeah,
to see
nostalgic,
where it came from.
yeah, people love the old stuff, um, going back is fun sometimes. We
I
can
love
analyze
looking at
them.
older. I love looking at the old because back when I started, I mean, I remember I had copies. I have them probably downstairs somewhere in
Yeah,
my garage.
yeah.
The videotapes of the '83 Olympia,
Yeah,
'84
I
Olympia,
have them.
'85 Olympia.
Yeah.
I have them sitting
Yeah, I
around. Like
have
I used to
a
love watching that.
I have a folder on my computer. It's full of Olympia footage, Iron Man, whatever I find, I try to get or keep or whatever. I mean, I love it. I love it. I mean, you know, the when you see that those Olympias, it's something. I don't know. I'm not bashing today's things. I'm far from it, but there was something about it back then, there was no flashes of lights and there was no, it's just a black stage and these guys competing and that's what they had to do. There was no social media, there was no distractions. It was just Joe Weider gave you a contract. If it wasn't Joe Weider, somebody else, or they tried to work for that contract to get one, and they did everything possible to place, um, to
And
place one.
we had no inside look into what a person would look like
No,
today. Like we had to wait until they competed.
yeah.
You know, the closest would be seeing a magazine article,
Yeah.
but
Two
that we
months
had to wait for
later.
every month.
Yeah.
2 months later, so it's like there was
That's when,
something more pure about it. Like you
yeah.
just really the
Yeah.
excitement
Yeah.
level,
Yeah.
you know.
It's still
So
today when you open an old magazine, it still excites you when you see those articles and the photos and
I still have a ton of them because since I wrote,
yeah.
Jesus, since I was writing I wrote Iron Man, I wrote for
Yeah.
Flex, I wrote for Muscle and Fitness, Planet. I mean, all of them. I've written for all
Yeah.
of them, so I still have
Yeah.
a bunch of all my downstairs where all my articles are in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to open those up,
Yeah, it's cool.
those up and look.
Magazines had there's something. That's the
Like the covers in the magazine, like who's going
yeah.
to be on the cover,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. That's
And those
I mean,
amazing photographers back
yeah.
then who would make
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
amazing, like Per Bernal
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all the different ones, Ralph Dahan, all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
photographers who put these great
Um,
covers.
that's the thing that I miss the most from the bodybuilding industry is the magazine. It's the Flex magazine. The Flex, that magazine, I never used to miss a copy when
Oh, what a flex I
that
had since the
magazine
day
was
that came out.
hardcore bodybuilding. That I love that magazine. It and even Muscle Mag,
I got them all. Flex, Muscle Mag, Muscular Development, Iron Man was a
yeah,
different kind, a little bit different. I
yeah,
liked Iron Man, a lot of Mike Nephew stuff in there.
yeah,
I've been in Iron Man on the cover of Iron Man, so of course I have a love for it. But all those different, and for a while, when Jeff Everson, may he
yeah,
rest in peace,
yeah,
I used to
yeah,
write for his Planet Muscle magazine, and that was a great magazine, especially in terms of scientific information. I
uh-huh.
loved it. I love the magazine era. I
Like
miss it.
I always mention in my friend, he lives in Malta, Raymond Kassar. He's the guy from Muscle Time. He
Yeah,
has probably
photography,
the biggest collection of magazines in the world.
probably.
Every
Yeah.
copy, man. I'm telling you, he has everything from Japan, from it, from the beginning to the end. So, it's something incredible. But anyways, let's move on to
Yeah, let's start the show. You and I are reminiscing
well,
here.
it's still bodybuilding. We started,
I
reminiscing,
know.
then we got into Stallone and Arnold. So, anyways,
Yeah.
it's a bit of the slow time of the year. So, we have to
But I am looking forward to our new segment. We'll figure out what we want to
yeah,
call it,
yeah,
but
we'll start it. We'll
looking back
start
in the
it.
past, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll start it up. So Poland, there was a show in Poland, right?
Yes. And an interesting result.
Yeah. Let's get the results up. So, let's get the results up. Uh-huh. That's Everest Muscle Stars Olympic qualifier. Here it is. So, a guy that I witnessed get his pro card, Andrea Presti, won the event.
Yeah.
Um, as
And I
usual.
didn't expect him to win. I didn't expect him to.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was competing in it. He came in, he got his qualification, Uh, and Joan Prandes Martinez, the new hotshot that everybody
Yeah, I
wants
mean,
to.
he made such a stir
Yeah,
in Prague
yeah,
that I think everybody was expecting him to walk away with his show.
yeah. People are comparing him to Jay Cutler when he was younger. And a
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
Pablos Munoz from Spain placed third. Akeem Williams fourth.
Poor Akeem only got fourth. Huh.
Yeah, basically all these other Roman Fritz came ninth.
Well,
Uh,
who was fifth? He jumped from up
yeah, I
to.
know. Fifth was Damien Kufel from Poland.
Oh, okay. I
That's
don't
why
know.
Robert Bonomo from Italy sixth. Maciej
So
Nabalo.
apart from Akeem, it was basically a
Yeah,
European
yeah, yeah.
lineup.
And basically no other. I mean, they're all great, but I most of them are from Poland.
Do we have
So
some pictures of the
yeah,
top five,
I have
or at least the top three or four?
Andrea doing his posing routine, or let's get in here. So there you go. This is Andrea Presti. He beat him on condition, basically. You know.
Well, that's his strong point.
Yeah,
Condition. He's not the biggest
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I like.
His arms are a little bit weak, but
Yeah, he's a
he's put
big guy,
together
huh?
well,
He's a
and
big boy. When
he's
you see
big.
him, if you ever met him in real life, the guy's tall and he's wide. He has a nice side chest, huh?
He could use a little more tricep. He could use a
Yeah,
little more back, but he flows. But he flows, and his
yeah,
condition. I mean, look at his glutes. I mean, he's
yeah, yeah.
Jake.
He's another guy that stuck with the same manager for many, many years. Um,
I mean, he's a good bodybuilder, and again,
no, no, he's a good bodybuilder.
he's going to be in the Olympia. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
and he's the kind of guy that has room to make a lot of improvements. And
yeah, yeah.
when he does, he's gonna be more and more dangerous because he
No,
looks good when he poses.
yeah.
He's got some good shots.
No, I really like this body because you see a guy grow into this career. I remember him as an amateur, and I really enjoyed watching him, develop into an Olympian. And what's good about Presti is he spends a lot of time with kids in hospitals and things like that. Like
Oh,
the
that's
last
amazing.
time he qualified for Olympia, he got his Olympia qualification medal. I forget which show it was, Spain or something. And I did a feature on it. He went to the hospital and he gave it to this kid, that
Oh,
was in the
wow.
hospital. He's one of the good guys. They're all
You
great, but
really like to see that kind of thing in
yeah, he's
bodybuilding.
uh he's one of those genuine guys, even walking in the streets asking, they do these features, they ask like women, what do you think? Would you go out with me? And they would show it. And you get all
Probably a
these
lot of women were like,
yeah, you get these
"You're too
different
big."
reactions, yeah, you spend too much time in the gym and all this stuff. So this is uh Juan. I'm gonna call him Juan. It's
I
Joan.
think I hear people calling him Joan.
No, I'm not.
So
I'm gonna call him Juan. If he's
I don't
Spanish,
know. I don't know which is the proper, but
if he's Spanish, Juan, I'm gonna,
Juan.
yeah,
Juan.
yeah, Juan.
Yeah,
So
I expected him to win the show
yeah,
after the
but
start he made. I mean, look at that physique though,
yeah,
man.
it's Jay Cutlerish.
He really is Jay Cutlerish. And oh man, when I look at him here, I almost kind of feel like he deserved the win. He looks,
But
I
it's
mean, he's not as hard.
it's the size. You can see the condition. Presley was a bit better. This footage is not so.
Yeah, it was really a condition versus
Yeah,
overall shape
yeah,
kind of body, kind of a thing.
yeah. He took
Yeah, I
him
guess
on.
he could have. He was a little soft in the lower
Yeah,
back,
yeah. He took him
but
on condition. He took him on condition.
look at that. That front double bicep reminds me of Jay Cutler a
Yeah,
lot.
amazing. Even the arms, exactly.
His arms, his abdominal region is very
Yeah,
similar,
yeah,
and
yeah,
his quads almost look like Jay's
yeah.
quads.
This guy's going places, huh?
He'll be in the Olympia, and he'll
No,
qualify, and he will be dangerous one day.
of
I mean,
course.
he's already dangerous,
No,
but he'll
he's
be
looking
dangerous.
he's looking great. I like this kid. And to mention him, Fuad has this he invested in this program where you can you pick a team of bodybuilders and then depends where they place and you get points and or you pick your top 10 for each competition, and it's worldwide. Anybody can take part. And Fu had picked this guy at the beginning of the year, and nobody knew who he was. Somehow he saw him somewhere.
Yeah.
So, with his good eye, he said, listen, this kid's gonna do well. And
Well,
look,
it's
look,
his
6 months
potential
later,
is
yeah,
obvious.
yeah, 6 months later, he's freaking everybody out.
It's making
Let
a
me see.
splash. Yeah.
Here's some comparisons here, and Akeem is in it. Let me. Here they are. Look.
Tell you, Akeem, man, that guy doesn't quit. That guy keeps going and going and
Yeah,
going.
yeah. He's with Chris Aceto as well. Listen, Juan has better legs, but it's the condition that Presley had.
Juan is bigger and has better shape and fullness, but
Yeah,
Presti just he won on condition. That was what the
yeah,
judges liked.
yeah, yeah.
The guy on the left,
That he plays fourth, I think,
he looks very good.
or
I
third.
think Akeem was fourth, so I think that
Yeah,
guy
he
was.
plays. I think this is the guy that
He
plays
looks
third.
very good there. That
Yeah,
guy, he's got
yeah,
some nice shape to his physique.
yeah. Pablo. Yeah,
I'd like to see him individual if there's any
if
footage of
there's
him.
one, I'll try to find it. Yeah,
Akeem again, from the front, from the side, he looks great. And then that there's just his back, the way he just does not
yeah.
have
Genetics. I mean,
his lats attached so high.
yeah, it's not that bad. Look at the thickness.
No, at the Olympia, I could see much. It was you could
Yeah,
really see the weakness,
yeah.
but
But
he just
listen, if he qualifies and gets to the Olympia, I think that's a great goal to achieve.
well, he's been in the. I think
Of
he's qualified
course.
for the last few
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
um uh I think he knows where he's. I think he believed he deserved better at the last Olympia. I think he was a bit taken back with his placing. So
yeah, I think he got the right. I mean, I think from the front and especially from the side, he's very like you look at him, go, wow, like he's got a lot of thickness, but then when he turns around to the back, he gets exposed.
yeah,
Um, but listen, I don't think he's expected to be Mr. Olympia, but if he can keep getting to the Olympia, hey
wow,
man,
it's
keep
amazing.
going.
Let me see if it's Pablo Barry. Yeah, Pablo King. I'm trying to see if there's a. I went to his page. Yeah, here he is. He got his footage.
Oh, nice. I was curious to
Poland. Yeah, Poland.
see him a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. This guy is
Yeah, he's got a very nice physique. I mean,
that vascular. Look
very
at that.
vascular.
Look
Look
at
at that
that.
chest, man.
Yeah, yeah,
This guy's good.
yeah. He looks like a 212 guy that went up. I don't know if he ever came.
Yeah, he almost like he looks like he weighs like 218.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
look at that condition right there.
yeah, Milos, looking amazing. Keep going, Pablo. You're almost there. So, Milos believes
I
that he can improve
look at
even
the
more.
calves on him.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling you, this guy could be dangerous. He's
yeah.
he's
He
hard
is.
as nails.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at the glutes. Wow, his glutes go down so low almost into his hamstrings. Look at the lower back.
This
Little he
guy.
needs width. He
Imagine
desperately
seeing
needs
it,
width in the back.
the
That's a
video's
problem.
not 100% clear. Imagine
I know,
seeing.
but look at his glutes.
Yeah, yeah. The
This
guy's
guy's got some serious condition. You got to give him that.
yeah. No, no, he's looking great, huh? Look at the
Yeah.
vascularity. Look at his.
Very, very like thin skin. Look at those
Yeah,
abs. I mean, this
yeah,
guy's, yeah, I see why he plays third.
yeah. Lucky the guy is Mr. Condition.
Yeah, he's got some amazing conditioning. If he can bring that back out, make it a little bit wider, and
Yeah, yeah,
but he's conditioning wise, he's like he's as hard as Presti was,
yeah, yeah. I
to
think
be
even
honest.
harder. I think Presti, he's just the bigger bodybuilder, the taller
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, he may even be harder and drier. He's
Yeah,
just
he is. I mean, there's not.
freaky vascular. I mean, look at that waist and
Yeah.
the chest. You don't see a lot of chest striated like that
No,
anymore.
that's a chest that Derek would love to have.
Yeah, it's like almost like a hottie kind of look.
Yeah, yeah, he's incredible. Huh? Sometimes it's funny. You get this is him 72 weeks ago. I mean, look at this. Look at this with no color.
Yeah, the guy. I mean, the guy's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's a big bodybuilder. He's a big boy.
You guys have big shoulders on him. Look at those shoulders.
Yeah.
He looks, whatever he looks like right here, he looks like he improved a lot between
Yeah.
here
I'm like
and the
this is
show he
like
just did.
yeah, this is a year and a half. That was a year and a half ago, I think. 52,
Looks like he made some
72.
serious improvements.
Yeah, no, he's
That's an impressive guy.
yeah, he looked good. Uh well, that's that for those guys. I don't know. Andrea, like I said, he missed the Olympia last year. I don't know if he was at the one before that, but he made it back, so they'll have an Italian at the Olympia. You
Yeah,
know,
he'll fit right in.
of course, he'll you know,
It's nice. He's qualified so early. Now he can just work.
yeah, he might
Work.
who knows, he might do another European show
Yeah,
during
he might. He might.
just to, see where he's at. And it'll be exciting to see. I mean, already the Olympia, already there's the Russian Sergey that qualified already, at that, I think, in France, right? The big Russian boy.
Yeah.
There's Derek Hardy, uh, Andrew Jacked,
Didn't
Mikhail
Chris, didn't Crizzo win a show that
Rizzo,
qualified him?
Tonio Burton, it's qualified, Martin Fitzwater, and Andrea Presti
Oh,
already.
so this is already.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight guys already are
And they
there.
have passed, obviously Brandon Curry's obviously
He's qualified.
qualified.
He just has
He's
to tell them.
qualified,
Yeah, he just has
you
to tell
know,
them he's going in.
and he probably will. I wouldn't see any reason why he
Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah, yeah. So, Martin and Hardy. So there'll be some more for sure. So yeah, that was
Well, Samson obviously is qualified too.
yeah. So yeah, but I think they only put in the winner.
Right. They put in the
And
people who
then
are
the other Olympia guys just have to tell them, listen, I'm going to compete. So
doing it.
then
Yeah.
they put them in the list, because it's not fair putting them in if they don't know
But
yet.
didn't they make a rule now that if you're 5 years, if you're a Mr. Olympia, but you haven't competed in 5 years or something,
Yeah,
you
you
have
have
to
to
requalify?
not requalify. I think you have to ask them or something. I don't
You
know
have to
how it
ask them.
is. Yeah, but they only put in the qualification chart the guys that qualified, regardless if they're going to compete or not, right?
By a
Then they
win.
start.
Yeah, by a win. And
Then they pull out the names the last week that who's not going to go in and stuff. But obviously we have Brandon Curry, we have Samson,
Samson,
we
Derek,
have
Hottie.
Adi, Derek is there, so they'll probably trickle in as well as the year goes by. So it's
Right.
still early, but
And we still have so many shows to go.
people are talking about it still. So they're already talking about the Olympia. So we have to see what happens.
I think we got to talk about the Arnold classes first, because I bet you that's going to be a highly competitive. Not that
Yeah,
we have to talk about it right now. I'm just saying
yeah,
people got to remember the Arnold first.
yeah, because a lot of money on the line, 750 grand first prize, that can set you for life. You're right, take away the taxes and stuff, but listen,
Still.
um,
But
that's a
yeah,
big,
Arnold, Pittsburgh, New York Pro. There's still those
yeah.
those
I
big shows that are very
yeah,
highly contested.
I don't know if Derek is gonna do them. I don't know if Hardy's gonna do them. Okay, maybe Hardy, if he doesn't do it late, we can say, all right, he's from Iran. Maybe he didn't wanna go through all that stuff again. But Derek,
He might say, "Hey, I want to win another 100, 750
yeah,
grand." I mean,
there's Derek.
that's a good paycheck.
Nick Walker, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he has planned. They tried to get it out of him on one of these podcasts, and he just kept it to himself. I don't know what he's going to do.
Well, Nick told me personally when I had messaged him after the Olympia on Instagram. I said, "Nick, hold your head high. You look great, whatever, blah." And he said, and then again, this is nothing official because
Yeah,
who am I? I'm not like his official sounding board, but he said I'm thinking about doing the Arnold. So I know it's on at least on his mind.
yeah. And this week, from last week on, we said Nick it might be looking for a new coach, and we said Eric is
I'm telling
the,
you, man.
the guy for the job. He saw the posts, he liked them. So you never
Yeah.
know. You
Well,
never
listen,
know.
I'm not a stranger to Nick. He used to train at the Dragon's Lair. I used to see him every day. We used to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah,
Great guy, so we know each other. But
yeah. So, you know,
hey, maybe I'll get a message one of these days. Like, Eric,
yeah.
are you
Listen,
serious? You want
man,
to?
I got to get ready for the show.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I've been doing this.
yeah, and he
I am
trains
not new to
like you.
coaching, man. I've been doing this for 35 years.
Yeah, and he trains like you. You know, everything's
That
Nick.
is for sure. He very always
Listen,
impressed me in the gym with his training. He was
yeah, Nick is not a branch.
so
Yeah, he's not a
his
branch warrior.
technique.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. He
he's
uses
not.
technique. He uses range of motion.
Yeah,
He uses, he really focuses. He just doesn't throw weights around. A lot of people look at him and think because of his brutal size, he must be one of those, Ronnie Coleman kind of lifters, kind of
Branch Warren,
ballistic.
Johnny
Not at all.
Jackson. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not at all like
true.
that.
He trains. Nick is 100% bodybuilding.
He's
I
a he's nobody nobody's outworking him. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like he's when he does what he
yeah.
does it to win.
Once I don't know what he said. If I get it, I'm getting it right. He had a car accident and his truck or car turned over, and they said like, "What did you do?" He said, "I went to get my food from the truck." So that's bodybuilding for you right there.
Yeah, while I was waiting for the cops to come, I was eating.
Yeah, I had to eat my meal number six.
Right.
But
People are like making sure, oh man, I hope the Tupperware didn't open when I
yeah.
flipped over.
So no, Nick, he'll do well. I mean,
And
listen,
he's just got to get himself together, and he's still a
Nick,
dangerous human being
yeah,
on that
listen,
bodybuilding stage.
he's a freak, and any other competition he could win. For the thing is, when you're on stage at the Olympia and you have that quality of competition next to you, Samson, Derek, Hardy, Andrew, you can be the best in the world. It's just then it becomes to genetics and aesthetics and how people look. So if Nick can win 90% of the shows leading up to the Olympia, that says something as well. And he places in the top seven or top six. Listen, you're one of the best in the world, if not the best. You know what I
Well,
mean?
look, he placed sixth.
Yeah.
I mean, for me to be 100% honest, I would have had Brandon in front of him. I think Brandon looked that good.
Yeah, Brandon was good.
But he placed sixth according to the judges in nowhere near his best condition. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
he still placed sixth in nowhere near his best
Yeah.
condition. So
Yeah. Yeah.
think about where he would have been at his best.
Yeah.
He would have been
Yeah.
fighting
And
probably for the top three.
yeah, and
So
it's like bad luck when he had that knee leg injury. That year he could have done very well, to be honest.
that sucked for
That
him.
that was a missed opportunity. But hey, um, he has a couple or three New York pros, under
He's
his
got an
belt.
Arnold.
He has an Arnold, top three at the Olympia.
He's still very much in the mix.
Oh,
He's still someone who can turn shit around
of course,
and win the. He could still win the Olympia. He's not
of course.
out of like the Olympia
Oh
talk.
no, okay.
So
Nick Walker's, he's there. He's here to
he's
stay.
still too good. He's still young.
Yeah, he's here to stay for a while. Um, then speaking about people, competitors, then there's Samson. Since he
Yeah.
won the Olympia, he hasn't won a show.
Mm-mm.
He placed second at the Arnold. He placed fourth at the Olympia
Yep.
this
And then
year.
second in Prague.
He placed second in Prague. Uh, I don't know if he did any other shows. I don't think so.
I don't think
So
so. I think that was all he did.
now we have a guy that we all know if he gains enough weight. He didn't have enough time to gain weight for Prague. If he gained a bit more weight, he probably could have took the show. And the thing is, should he sacrifice condition for size? Because he does look better full, bigger, heavier.
You know, I think okay. I think that a lot of people, the knock on him was that he needs to be a little bit more conditioned.
Yeah,
However, whatever his approach was for the Olympia, he overdid it because it looks like he just dieted off so much muscle that he lost that overwhelming size factor And it didn't really result in a better condition because he was like so flat and depleted. It's like his muscles didn't push out against the skin. So he ended up looking smaller and not in better condition at the Olympia, period.
Yeah, this is in
Um,
Prague. This is Prague. Look, he's looking.
but
Yeah,
he filled out
yeah,
somewhat for Prague and he looked more conditioned
yeah,
from it
yeah,
and better and just more like himself.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
still think that he's got a sweet spot that he's got to find that he hasn't found um, to still to become Mr. Olympia again or to
Again,
dominate again.
yeah,
He's got the frame.
yeah,
Look, I mean, very few people have this frame except for
of
maybe
course.
Andrew Jacked.
Yeah.
Um, but and I will still say that he definitely when you have people like Derek and Hottie and Martin in the lineup, he needs more of a back. He needs more back
Yeah,
thickness.
yeah,
That's in terms of a weak body part, but
yeah,
he just hasn't hit. He just hasn't hit that
yeah,
sweet spot of fullness, but he looks way better here than he did at the Olympia. I mean, I was at the Olympia, as of course you know,
yeah,
and he looked like nothing like himself. At least here, he looks more like himself.
yeah. He's looking. Listen, it was very close, huh? He
He
could
just
have.
ran up against like the best ever Martin
Yeah.
Fitzwater.
I mean, if he won, nobody would have said anything, huh?
I think everybody would have been, and there would have been some arguing, obviously
Yeah.
back and forth, um, but yeah, he could have won. He could have was very close to winning the show, I would think.
So,
It just that Martin. I mean, Martin came into that show 100% peaked,
yeah,
and Martin is getting better all the time. So he's a
yeah,
very,
yeah.
he's no longer a top six guy. He's now we got to look at him as a top three guy.
Yeah. Could I don't know saying this, but could it be that it's happening with the women as well? Some they listen to the judges. Okay. Samson listened to they told him maybe you have to come in a bit smaller, more conditioned next year, right? So he listened to them somewhat. And then the competition comes around, you listen to the judges, and then they pick somebody on size, then you know what I mean? Or the other guy looked bigger than you and he looked better because you cut down a bit to get that condition. Do you think some competitors will start not listening to the judges? What do you think?
I mean, again, I think that listening to the judges is a smart thing. I
But
have seen more than one occasion where somebody has listened to the judges. I'm not going to name names, but I've seen where they've listened to the judges and come into the show in exactly it seems what the judges wanted, and then they get placed lower. I've seen it happen.
yeah,
So it's a little weird, but I mean, I think in Samson's case specifically, he, like I said, he didn't show up at the Olympia. It's not like he showed up and he came in and he was shredded. It was like a different Samson.
yeah,
He was small and flat and didn't look any more harder because he was so depleted. So it's like that he didn't really he tried to, but he didn't successfully
maybe
give the judges what they wanted.
maybe if you listen to judges from show to show is one thing, 5 weeks apart, 4 weeks apart, but telling you something, that they know this competitor won't compete much 12 months afterwards, that I think it might work against them like that. You know what I mean? If it's from show to show, listen, don't do that chest pose or, keep the gut, keep your waist in and all that stuff. That's different. But telling somebody something and he has to work for it 9 months afterwards, your competition guys are gonna come in bigger. You stand next to an Andrew Jack, you're finished. So
I mean, you still have to sort of know your body and
yeah,
feel like you know your best look, but you can't ignore like a Steve Weinberger,
yeah.
especially
No, it's true.
if Steve
Yeah,
Weinberger is going to says to you, you are too soft to win. You need to come in harder. You
yeah,
better come in harder. I mean, because he's going to judge you again next year, and he's giving you his. But you have to hit it, and
yeah.
Samson didn't hit it.
I
Um,
I mean,
it didn't work. It didn't work.
I
He
think
overdid it.
I think we're gonna see a Samson freak this year. I think he's gonna let it. He's just gonna grow. You
I
know.
and the question is, I'm not clear about who's coaching him. Is it his wife? I don't know
It's still
100%.
his wife, basically.
I think that he may need, and this is not an insult to his wife because I don't know his wife, and
No,
his wife
no.
could be very good, but he may need something that's not so close to him. Like he may need something
Yes,
that's
yes.
not his, someone who loves
Yeah.
him. He may need an
Yeah,
outside, or at least a co-coach or something.
yeah,
He may need to hand it off to a
yeah.
different person who could
Listen,
maybe be more
you
objective.
you might tell your client something. It probably happens. You get off the phone and the client will tell you off like there's no tomorrow, and he'll say to, I'll show that, I'll show that bastard, I'm gonna be better than he thinks I am. You know what I mean? If it's your wife or partner, you're sleeping with the person at night. You can't tell them off. You know what I mean? It's like you can't have that. They can't release their frustration. I mean, Asiro said they talked about it a bit. There was a show where his son had to come in a bit in more condition. He said he overdid it with him. He just crushed him. You know what I mean? And he maybe took it too far. So you have to be careful. You have to. I mean, he did well, but there's a fine line where if it's somebody that's not really related to you, like I mean, if Samson's not happy, what's he going to tell his wife? It's not easy. You know.
No, it's not. And like even listen, even my ex-girlfriend, I used to coach, was her coach. I was her coach
Yeah.
since the day we met. And I just know personally that if she wasn't looking good, it was hard for me
Yeah.
emotionally to say, you're behind, you're not, what's
Yeah.
going, like, it's hard because you love the person and you don't want to hurt them, and you want to, and it could be complicated because they could take something you say personally when it's not personal. It's
Yeah.
a difficult dynamic to
Not easy.
coach your spouse or
Not
suppose your
easy.
girlfriend, boyfriend. So I think that in his case,
Yeah.
it's not working. I think whatever something's not
Yeah.
working. And if she's going to remain his coach, there has to be somewhat of a different strategy because
Or
what they did in 25 didn't work.
or maybe he needs somebody to train with him. It's not maybe the
I
food.
don't know what the problem is. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it
Because
a training thing? Is it a dieting thing? What is
I
it?
think in regards to food and stuff like that, I think she has everything, perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I don't know, maybe somebody to push him in the gym. Who knows? Who knows what he needs?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the issue is, and it's impossible for me to know. But
Yeah, yeah,
obviously he may know or she may know.
yeah.
But he has to. Something didn't work, and they have to retool. But you look at the guy is still a, a like if he was not Mr. Olympia already, like let's just say he was a little bit newer and nobody really knew him and they saw this guy, they'd be like, oh my God, this guy's a future Mr. Olympia. They would look at him.
Yeah.
He's already reached the pinnacle and he's kind of come down a little bit, so we're looking at him that way. But like if this guy just showed up on the scene, we'd be like, holy crap, this
Yeah,
guy's a
no,
beast.
listen. If
So
he does things right or comes 99% that he was in 2024, nobody will touch him, you know.
yeah, he's just got to find, like I said, the sweet spot
Yeah.
of conditioning and size. And I still say in terms of body parts, he's got to bring up
Yeah.
his back.
Because yeah,
Other than that, the guy's a
because
monster.
if somebody had to be in perfect shape, um Derek can't beat him, Hardy won't beat him. The, the only competition I can see Samson having is Andrew Jack.
If
That's
Andrew Jack continues to improve,
yeah, that's the thing.
he's, and it's simply because of that height,
Yeah,
size,
yeah.
just that it's very overwhelming. It's very
So,
overwhelming on
I
stage.
think Samson, he has still, listen, up to I don't know how many years ago, 8, 9 years ago, this guy was a construction worker on training at night. So look what's happened in these last 10 years. From trying to get a qualification during COVID in Japan or wherever the hell he was, he couldn't come out of the hotel room. He's just doing push-ups and jogging on the spot, before the show, a week till the show or whatever. And, you know, becoming Mr. Olympia. Nobody does that today. It's an incredible feat. So Samson is still a front runner. I still think he's a favorite for
He's
next
still
year.
one of the most dangerous
Yeah,
bodybuilders on the
he's
planet.
still, I mean, even though Derek won it, I still think Samson has that edge over Derek to win,
Well,
so
you take like I mean, I personally think Hottie won, in my opinion.
yeah,
But you
but
take like a Derek and a Hottie, and it's kind of like where did they go from where they are? Like I don't know.
yeah,
But you take like somebody like a Samson, I
yeah.
feel like he still can get 30% better. And if he
He
does,
he can, yeah.
who's beating him? You
Yeah.
know?
No, no, he's there. He's the Lee Haney, he just has to carve himself out, that's it.
Yeah,
Get big.
he's the big, tall
Yeah.
bodybuilder that yeah, he's like a Lee Haney-ish kind of
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Now Lee Haney was more dominant in his time, but you know, he's Samson is far from done. He's just got to get it together. He's got
No,
just
no.
like the way Nick. He's just got
He
to figure
needs
some things out.
Listen, he'll probably do the Arnolds. There's too much money on the line, over 1 million, so the guy, listen, you gotta work. You need the money. He's enjoying life. He opened a fantastic gym. I don't know if it's private or if it's open to the public or it's an exclusive gym. He's driving nice cars. He has a McLaren, so
Yeah, he's doing great.
Samson, he's doing the job of bodybuilding, he's doing the bodybuilding. It's the dream of every bodybuilder. So he has nothing to worry about. He has the full support of Fuad. He has a great sponsor. Uh, you know, uh, he's living the life. So who cares? Like I said last week, so what? You place fourth. Big deal, you know?
Well, I mean, but for him, it's probably a blow, and
No, it
because he's
is.
probably
It
still
is. But
so. But he's if he still has the ability to put it together and beat everybody, so he's
listen,
just got to figure out.
it's not easy being Mr. Olympia. That takes a lot
No
out of you.
responsibilities. It's
Yeah.
much
So
makes
touring.
it different.
So while you're touring, you got, Derek and Hadi are hitting the gym. So that these you miss a day here, you miss a day there, you miss a meal here. It adds up at the end of the year. So he'll be back. He'll be back. Uh,
He's not going anywhere. He'll
yeah,
figure it out. He already made adjustments between the Olympia and
yeah,
Prague
yeah,
and looked so much better. So
yeah.
just keep going.
Listen, we won't be surprised if he walks away with the Arnold this year.
He would be a front runner. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
so
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's Samson. So next up is something that we were doing in our first couple of episodes. The the best
the best of clips,
the
the best
best
of.
stuff, best body parts, best pose. And this week we're gonna talk about the best side chest. Who has the best side chest?
Yeah,
Or
I was thinking like because I think we've done who do we think had like the best chest? I think we did that, but who had
yeah,
the best side chest
yeah,
pose? Who
yeah,
who comes to mind?
yeah,
So we're gonna kind of do this live right here because we haven't
yeah.
discussed
No, no,
beforehand. I
yeah,
mean, I have a few people in my head right away.
yeah. Shoot.
I'm gonna say first person that came to my mind was Kevin Levrone.
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin Lerone's side chest was something special
Yeah.
because he brought in
Uh,
not only a striated, amazing chest, but he had crazy shoulders, crazy arms,
yeah.
and he would also bring his serratus and intercostal area into play and just made a very impressive pose.
I'm trying to, because since he competed last, the photos of his last one here. This is fucking. Uh, this is a great photo. I'm trying because some of them you have to be careful up because they blow them up with Photoshop.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah, that happens sometimes.
so
He doesn't need to be blown up with
no,
Photoshop.
I
He
know,
looks
but some
photoshopped.
some 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 guys screw around a lot.
I know you sometimes see it and you're like, ah, it's not real.
Here's a good one. Yeah, let's see what this is. Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch here. So let me go.
Arguably, I would say it may have been his best shot. That and maybe a most muscular, but
Yeah.
I think it was my favorite shot of his side chest.
Seeing this, there's a couple of versions of it.
Yeah, I mean, like just look at,
Yeah.
I mean, there's everything there. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you
And
look at the arm, that's not the one in front, the one in back,
yeah.
even look at the size of that, like the way that pops out.
Yeah. And remember this, he had the chest tear here. Remember
Yes.
his
And
pec
he was
tear.
able to not, he figured out a good way to flex it without over flexing that side so it didn't really show.
Yeah.
But I mean, not only if you look at the inner chest striated, the size of his delt, the size of his
Yeah,
tricep, and then you could also see like under the pec, you could see the intercostal and
yeah,
serratus area
yeah,
also
yeah,
so
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I mean,
Kevin's
that is just an impressive shot.
Kevin's a freak of nature. I mean, I've known Kevin for many, many years. Hung out with him a lot. When the guy trains, he grows in front of your eyes, you know.
And he was strong, man.
Yeah,
He would incline press like
yeah.
495 and just bang
And
him out.
even at his age, I think he's 60 now. Or he's close to 60 or a bit over 60.
He still looks great, doesn't
His
he?
skin, it's like no, the age doesn't show, and now he's really into fitness, and he's trimmed down, you
Yeah, well, a
know.
lot of guys do that. Dex
Yeah, but
Jackson, those
now,
kind of guys, they don't want
with
to hold the
his
size.
kid training, it's true. I think his son is made it to college football or whatever, and he trains with him, coaches, and is doing these, he's running, 100-meter sprints, and Kevin's really the fitness. He's in that
Yeah.
fitness mode now, He took it to an extreme, so that's
I think a
Kevin.
lot of guys do that. Like if you look at Dennis Wolf, who I see on occasion because he lives here in Vegas, Dennis
Yeah,
Wolf is like 185 pounds
yeah,
now,
yeah,
but he's shredded and looks
yeah,
fit as can be. So it's
yeah.
like, they don't want to hold it's not healthy to hold that size anymore. So they just want to get fit.
Here you go. Look at
Yeah,
that.
just and that's not even the best shot I've seen of him.
Yeah,
But let's look at the round. I mean, look at that shot.
yeah.
I mean, who on the Olympia stage today has that side chest? No one.
Nobody. And the
No one has
bicep,
that
look at
side
that.
chest.
Look at that.
Look at the tricep too. Look at how
Yeah.
thick that thing is. I mean, and that's not even in total shape. Look at that pose. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
I would say that would crush anyone on today's stage at a
Of
side chest
course.
shot.
Of course. Of course.
So there's one of the best. I'm not rating them,
No, no, we're
first or
just,
last, but that's one of the best.
yeah.
Who
So,
I gave you one. Who give me one? Who could you
um,
think of?
trying to think.
And you can go way back too. You can go back as far as you want.
Uh, I mean, Ronnie Coleman had,
He's definitely one of the best. Let's
yeah,
take a.
Ronnie
I mean,
Coleman had a
Ronnie's just
nice,
a freak of, probably the biggest freak that ever
yeah.
walked the bodybuilding
Let
stage.
me try to find here's a nice one. This, I think, I used to like the younger Ronnie even before he won the Olympia,
He used to have a more of a like a tiny little waist type of
Yeah,
look
yeah,
when he was first getting really good.
yeah,
And people forget that the man turned pro naturally. And a lot of people don't believe it, but it was true. He turned
yeah.
pro naturally.
Let me try to
But probably the 2003 Olympia, when he jumped in at like 290 pounds and freaked everyone out.
look at this.
That's 898, I think, when he
Yeah,
first won.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, again, look at
Violations.
you
Yeah,
can go right to the bottom and look at his leg too.
yeah,
But
look.
just, and Ronnie, one thing about Ronnie is I never thought that he learned to hit his poses optimally. Like I think that he could have worked on some of his poses.
All right, all right.
But even with that, I mean, that side chest, you got to
Yeah,
be able to find probably more.
yeah. Who else was there?
Well, I'm going to give you a classic one, who I think to this day maybe one close to being on Bertil Fox.
I was gonna tell you that. Yeah.
Bertil Fox was the original mass monster, and probably to this day has one of the best, thickest chests that ever
Uh,
walked the stage.
it's a, here we go.
Maybe from the '83 Olympia. I mean, when he placed fifth.
This is now with AI, people are screwing around as well.
Of course, that's a pain in the ass.
You have to be, really, really careful what you find. Let's see this. I mean, this is a picture of him, not on the stage, but look at that. You seeing that?
Well, yeah, it's a pretty good indication of
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
looked like. But there was some
But
stage shots too. But look, the thickness of that chest, very in a lot of ways reminiscent of like a Lavrone, like because the size of his
yeah,
tricep, his
yeah.
bicep.
His bicep is sick. you know. Um, Let me see if there's
I know I have one in my files somewhere around here. I wish I could send to you
yeah, there's so
because
many.
he a side chest that was just insane.
Yeah,
Working hard trying to find good Bertle side chest shots. Of course, I
look at
can't
this.
find
This is against Lee Haney, 1983. Berto plays fifth, was very controversial, and Lee
Yeah, a
Haney,
lot of people have used that picture and said that
yeah,
look at how much
yeah.
thicker Bertle was
Do you
than Lee.
do you see his
Um,
upper chest? It's like there's so much muscle in it, you know?
and look at it, and you could look at his trap too.
Yeah.
And that bicep was just
No,
insane.
it's
I mean, his arm is humongous.
yeah. Berto was, it's a shame that his career, his life took that turn for the worse,
Bertle never, yeah,
He was moody. There's a
he
docu
was a
yeah.
moody guy, yeah.
There's a documentary, I forget what it's called. And it tells you everything about him and until the time there was the murder and um he didn't have an easy life. He was very moody.
Yeah.
He had something against judges. Um, yeah, it's called the death and the bodybuilder. That's what it's called. You'll find it on YouTube. Um, he had a problem with judges. He's saying, how can a guy that never went to the gym, he says it in the documentary, how can he judge me? So that kind of pushed them away, from competing and things like that. So
Well, I think his biggest when he at the if anybody watches, and maybe we'll have a clip from him one day. If you saw his face when they called him in fifth at the '83
yeah,
Olympia,
yeah,
because he was the fan favorite.
yeah,
If you watch his posing routine, the
yeah,
whole audience was screaming "Birtle," but they wouldn't
yeah.
let him get off stage.
He
And
did
when he
it.
got called fifth, it looked like like someone shot him in the head. Like he
Yeah,
just was,
and
yeah,
Ben Weider begged him to stay on stage, and he walked away.
he was so miserable. And I would have said that he should have been
Yeah,
fighting with Samir for the title that year,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't want to get too far off on that topic. But
yeah.
his
But that
definitely
we'll
one of the
talk
best side
about.
chests of all
We'll
time.
talk about that in those
Yeah, we could
videos.
talk about that more. How about, I mean, Arnold's still probably one of the best side chests ever.
Yeah, there's Arnold
I mean, in
Schwarzenegger.
terms of,
Let's see,
I mean,
if Arnold
And
Arnold
Lou.
had that full,
Well, he did it the classic way of raising the rib cage. He wasn't really
yeah.
trying to show abs or anything. He just was showing the fullness of that chest.
Listen, Arnold had one thing. You know, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, look at that pec.
The thing is with Arnold, he used to do what do you call them? The with the bench, you lay on the bench,
The
the
pullovers.
pullovers. Not
Yeah,
too
he
many
would
people,
try to expand his rib cage.
not too many people do that today.
No, it's a great movement and people should do it. But if you can just see, I mean, obviously, if you're comparing it today, like he doesn't have the crazy round delt or the
Yeah, yeah.
triceps have got, but
But look at the chest here, you
that
know.
chest rivals any chest, man.
Yeah,
And just the balance, just the look of the pose right there. He just had that pose down pat.
yeah, yeah. No, Arnold was
And I'd say Lou also had an incredible side
yeah,
chest.
Lou Ferrigno, yeah. That's it.
Lou also had one of those really, really well built rib cages and high rib cage with full pecs, and he had giant arms too.
Lou Ferrigno was a monster.
And we're going back a ways. We're going back.
Let me get, this pic. Yeah, this is a nice pic of him. Let's see if it's big. What the hell's opening here? Let me see if it opens. Here we go. That,
Yeah, that's. I think that was just when he was doing on a movie set or
yeah,
something. I mean,
probably Hercules,
Hercules.
but look at that.
Look at it, just the fullness of the pecs and the beautiful,
Yeah,
just a clear line on the bottom.
yeah. Yeah, Lou was some, he's coming to Malta this weekend by chance for the
You
Comic
know
Con.
what?
Comic
A lot of
Con.
people don't think of Samir had a really nice side chest too
Yeah, Samir. Let me just see if there's
in
something.
his day because it was very full pecs, shredded pecs.
Yeah,
He also kind of showed a little bit of the intercostal serratus area when he would hit it.
yeah. Here you go. Let me see this one. This is from his page. He puts a lot of pictures of himself up, huh? Comparing
Well,
himself.
he loves to reminisce himself his
Look at that.
days. Yeah, see, he to his style of hitting it. He would also want to show some abs, like
Yeah,
his intercostal serratus. But
yeah.
another very full set of pecs, striated.
Samir was one of the best, he looks bigger than he actually was. Like he wasn't a huge bodybuilder, you know.
No, not by any means. I think he competed at like 198,
Yeah.
something like that.
But he gave the impression that he was much, bigger on stage, especially his back, his back poses.
You know who had a really good side chest? I keep see the funny thing is I keep going back to the older era.
That's good.
Barry DeMay. Barry DeMay had a beautiful
Very,
side chest
yeah.
shot.
And unfortunately, that when he had the tech pec there, that destroyed his career.
Yeah, but he had a very I remember I had a picture of him on my wall back he used to sell photos and it was a picture of a side chest and his body just because he wasn't very big, he was
No,
kind of leaner, taller,
he
leaner, in
was
great condition, but
tall, but he had great, if he didn't have that problem, that accident,
yeah. But something happened to him when he would do a side chest, his body would like explode.
let me see. Trying to find a decent picture of him here. Uh, no.
Yeah, guys, we're doing this on the fly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't I
Just
kind of
trying to
mentioned
see.
this part of the show when we were talking right before we started,
Yeah.
so we're just
Here we
kind
go.
of
Trying
doing
to,
some
because
guerrilla
back then there
warfare
was
here.
the pictures weren't, flowing like they are today, so I mean we can use
There was a picture of him that I had where I think it was like after a show, and he was like standing on the beach and taking shots, and man,
yeah,
he
I'm
did a
trying to
side
find
chest.
one, here's one. He's quite young here. He's standing next to Lee Haney. Look at that.
Oh yeah, he is very young there.
Yeah. Listen, he was the next, how do you call it? The next, the blonde guy, good-looking guy, cover. He could have done thousands of covers of magazines. He placed third at the Olympia. I think if he didn't have any problems, he would have challenged Lee Haney.
Yeah, he showed up. I think it was the 87, no, 88 Olympia, and he showed up and he placed third.
Yeah. And
And he looked incredible at that show.
yeah, it's a shame, then he went to the WBF and then he came back, but after that tech pec tear, I met him a couple of times. Really nice guy, really really nice guy. Uh, he started coaching some young athletes. I don't know if he still is. But what about Nick Walker?
Definitely has a crazy side chest. I would say Nick Walker today. I'd say Hottie today. Hottie simply because of his conditioning.
Look at this.
I mean, that's,
I mean, this is not probably after the Olympia. No, this is 27th April. Regardless, I mean,
yeah, I
he's
mean,
he's in great shape here. It must have been a,
thick.
look at that.
Look at the back arm. Look at just how thick the back arm is,
Yeah.
which
So
that's just that's kind of reminiscent a little bit of like a Laverne kind of look. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
arm is just so big, the
Listen,
delt is so big.
for sure something happened to Nick. Seeing this is not a sixth place or at the Olympia. For
No,
sure.
he didn't peak. I mean, whatever,
Yeah.
he didn't peak, and
Yeah.
that's it is what it is.
So
But
I know I'm getting back to that, but something was wrong.
yeah,
Um even just standing relaxed. Look, even his, his,
Yeah, no, he didn't peak. That's why he's not with his coach
yeah,
anymore, I guess. I
yeah.
mean,
So,
they're right
so
about it.
that's Nick. Who else is
How
there?
about Marcus Rule?
Yeah.
Marcus Rule had, I mean, his pecs were some of the best pecs ever.
Yeah, yeah. He was a monster. Uh, this he was crazy. Let me see. He used to
His
make me
his
laugh. He was so big.
his side chest and his most muscular
Yeah,
were
I'm trying to get a
insane.
decent side chest pose. This one is what is
Oh,
this?
I thought of another one too.
This he was quite young here. He was so big. I mean,
Oh, he was a beast.
look at that.
Yeah, just a beast.
Yeah, yeah. He's a monster.
Yeah,
Monster. Yeah,
just a
yeah.
freaky, not pretty, not a pretty physique at all,
No,
but
no, no. He's just
beastly.
he was a monster. Listen, there's also Franco.
Franco, well, yeah, all those guys back then had those amazing chests. Franco, Serge, Nubret,
Oh, Serge
they
Nobret was sick.
they all had amazing chests because all they did is they just bench press, incline press, pullovers, dips. They were just
Yeah,
basics.
look at that. He used to really
Yeah.
pull his arm back.
Yeah, which was a little bit strange, but look at this. He had one of the most
Yeah, he had
delineated upper to lower pec
yeah,
splits you've
his
ever
chest was
seen.
split in half. Uh
Yeah, that you don't see chests like that
no,
anymore. Not
nobody
many
had
of them.
nobody had that when he did the most muscular.
You know who else had a crazy side chest? Was Dennis James.
Yeah, Dennis was sick. Mr. Olympia in
Dennis
the
James,
gym.
when he was the gym Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
You'd see him training in the gym, and he would look like he's going to win everything.
Yeah, Dennis was something else, huh?
Yeah, he was also a beast.
Yeah.
Not when he turned pro, but he became a beast.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. You seeing this?
oh yeah,
Okay, okay. No, crazy, crazy,
just
crazy.
a ton of thickness.
Yeah.
I would say probably today, Hottie probably has an amazing side chest because mostly just of conditioning. The striations in his chest are super special. Probably has one of the best, if not the best, most muscular out there. But side chest is still a pretty impressive shot on him.
See 2023 when he won. Uh when you mention Hardy, there's a lot of
AI stuff.
lot of the front pose.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Uh
might not be as many side chests.
yeah. So one sec. Uh this is an interesting one. It's showing him his progression through the years. This is cool. Look at this.
Yeah, but like look at his side chest, man.
Yeah,
It's just like
yeah,
the arm,
yeah,
the chest. Of course, you can go down into the legs, but
yeah. No, he looks Hardy's there. Hardy's there.
you know who had an amazing side chest back in his day? Also, this is also going back a ways. Robbie Robinson.
Oh, Robbie, yeah.
Because he also was one that would show the intercostals, which he had so deeply developed. It made a very amazing pose, and he had those crazy biceps.
Yeah. This one, this one's black and white. I mean, there's a lot of black and white of Robbie. This one looks good.
Yeah, like look, I mean, the side chest for him was almost like a total upper body pose. Look at the intercostals.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Robbie
he made
was,
that into a his own kind of shot.
yeah. And he used to show his side, even though the chest wasn't huge, he used to show the
Yeah, he showed
definition.
the definition and
Yeah,
the and,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
craziness.
Yeah,
Who else?
Robbie's, he's still, going strong at his, I don't know. He's he's up there. I think he's all close to 80.
Oh yeah, and he's
Yeah, he's still
still
going at it. Serge Nubret.
Serge Bray absolutely just because his upper body was just didn't have the legs, but his upper body was crazy.
Yeah. Trying to find a decent pic of him. Well, that's not the pic I phone. Let me see. Trying to find a decent side chest of him. He was very artistic. It's sometimes difficult to find a decent. Uh, he's one of
Yeah, he
those.
had a couple of he had a variation on his side chest where he kind of put
Yeah, yeah. I'm
his
trying to.
wrists together.
I mean, this one. I think he's quite young here, but I don't think that's AI. It still looks good with that.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, you're not seeing the full.
Yeah,
You can't really appreciate. He was way better than that. Some other shots, but
yeah, yeah,
that is definitely a young shot of him. Nasser also body, crazy side chest. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, a lot of guys. I mean,
I'm just trying to think of the guys. There's so many, and I'm sure we're forgetting a billion
yeah,
of them, but
of course. I
we
mean,
can't go on forever. But
this is on the fly, as we said. Not this pose is Nasser. I don't know if he did it on stage a lot. He like turns his body towards you. Look.
yeah, no, I didn't do it on stage, but yeah, yeah. Also, one of the biggest, freakiest freaks of all time.
Yeah.
I remember when the day that I met him, he weighed 330 pounds the day that I met him,
It's
and he said I had just met him, and he's just like I'm like, dude, you look. He was like, wait, 330 pounds. Feel
yeah.
my abs.
Yeah.
Feel my abs. And he's like, no, no, feel my abs. And I was like, you feel like the bricks? He goes, yeah, I got bricks. I'm 330 pounds. And then I started a huge friendship with Nasser. I lived in San Diego, and him and I would. Funny side story that one day he said, you got to train with me one day. Eric, come to the gym, train with me one day. Train, we'll train back together. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, and he would go to the gym at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I met him one day at 4:30 in the morning, and I kid you not, and I told this story on Dave Palumbo's channel once. I kid you not, I think we did, if I counted correctly, 85 sets for back.
Holy cow.
He made us do so we trained in a Gold's gym that was on it's called Garnet Avenue in San Diego, big, huge monster gym, and it had like what seemed like 100 back machines. And he made us do every single back machine in the gym, even if like as a coach, I was training with Nasser, so I'm not going to say anything. But I'm thinking to myself, so many of these machines are hitting the exact same angle. It's just like
Yeah.
just a different company.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't care because he was so determined because of Dorian Yates. He was like, I'm gonna. And he used to train back 4 days a week
Uh,
when I knew him. 4 days a week, and he made us do every one. And then after we did every machine, we had to do bent over rows with a overhand grip, underhand grip, T-bar rows, close grip, one arm rows. I think it was like a 4.5 hour back workout. And
wow.
it took me 2 weeks to recover from it, at least. My back I couldn't move the next
Yeah.
day. I don't think I trained for like 4 or 5 days, and my back was sore for 2 weeks. And he was just like, and he loved it though. He was so happy
Yeah.
that I kept up with him and I did the whole workout. But I mean, seriously, I mean, I was probably close
Yeah.
to being in the hospital.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a
He
funny Nasser
he's
story.
missed. He's missed. He
I
had
loved
I
Nasser.
think he was one of the funniest characters. This
He
week
was, I
this week
have stories about him that would
yeah,
crack you up.
this week there was some footage came up on Instagram. He was invited to some Brazilian channel, and they're all dancing around him, and all this celebration, and they give him the mic, and he's like, my seminar is tomorrow. Nothing, just bodybuilding. It was like he couldn't care less if that there were women jumping around him. And
I went out to dinner with that. I mean, I could probably do a whole show on this. And I actually did a whole show with Dave Palumbo a few years ago on Nasser. It was all about me and Nasser. Uh, he won at one of the Olympias. He asked me to go out to dinner with him. Of course, I'm going out to dinner with him. I love Nasser. It was great. So we went out to dinner, and he convinced he saw a whole table of pretty girls. So he wanted to like interact with them. He loved girls, you know. Well, I mean, why wouldn't he? And he convinced all the girls at the table that I was his bodyguard. He said, "Oh, I don't go anywhere without my bodyguard. This is my bodyguard." And and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what, and he convinced them that I'm a ninja. And that I'm like a crazy martial art, and that's why he hired me. He's like, because
Oh
he
God.
could beat up anyone, any size, this and that. And I'm just going along with it. Like, yeah, I've been his bodyguard for years. I studied ninjutsu. He loved me because I would play
Yeah,
into his
yeah,
little thing.
yeah, yeah.
And the girls were like eating I mean, it was incredible. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody eat. It was one of those places where there was just like, I don't know, you would just go to these different stations,
Yeah, yeah,
almost like a buffet,
yeah.
but everything was fresh and cooked in front of you. And I mean, he came back with 4 plates of giant plates of food, eating and eating and eating. I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
was insane. But
He,
he was, a lot of people didn't understand. Nasser was like, if he didn't like you, man, he would know it. He would call everybody, how many people he would call names and idiot. These people are stupid, this and that.
he had
But
a
if he liked you, man, he was great.
unfortunately he was like Milos's brother, and they had a falling out, and I
Yeah,
don't know if they
yeah,
got back together like friends again, but it was really, it was really bad because it was all over the, forums and,
yeah. It sucked, but
but that's, unfortunately he passed away. Uh, I don't know how
sadly,
old. Yeah,
too early,
yeah.
way
So
too early. But anyway, and we just completely went off on a
yeah,
tangent.
but no, it's all right. We covered a lot of guys with great side chest poses. Now, so
Yeah, so we did some good side chest poses.
ask Merlin, is he around?
Yes. Let me check. Let me see. Oh wait, he's he's casting a spell, but he said he'll come by. Yeah, there he is. He's uh, he's doing his Merlin type spellish kind of things now. He's going to go back to his little area here where he does his spells.
Yeah. You have any questions this week?
So I had a question from somebody, and then I remembered that this question was a question that I answered when I was writing for Flex Magazine. And I had a column called Ask Merlin. I had remembered that I'd done a really detailed explanation on this question, so I brought it up. So the question somebody asked me in the gym, and it was so similar to this because this was the question as it was written to me and Ask Merlin. It was really similar to this. It just said, "Hey Merlin, some contest prep coaches recommend taking an extended rest um, from training after competing, like right after competing, and take a rest. While others say get back to the gym. How do you feel about it?" So I was explaining to this guy. I said, you know, I think that it's good to take a few days off. I mean, if you, my point was, I'm like, if you feel completely mentally, physically, like if you're exhausted, take a week off from the gym. But if you still feel good, take a couple of days rest. I said, but one of the things you want to do is that sometimes after a show, or all the time, if you treat the period right after a show correctly, you can get a really good rebound of growth
Okay. Okay.
because think about it. You've been training so hard before a show, you're killing yourself in the gym, but your body can't really grow at this period of time because calories are too low. You're doing a lot of cardio, you're very stressed out. So if you treat the period right after a show correctly and you start feeding yourself again and start training a certain way, you'll get almost like, let's just say you've been in prep for like 12, 16 weeks. It's like almost you get like this crazy rebound effect where your body will add like
Yeah.
8 to 10 pounds of really good muscle
Wow.
that as it was like sitting in waiting because your body couldn't do it at while you were training for the show. So I think this rebound is really, really important for a lot of people. So I gave him some tips on what he should do for the rebound, but I wrote it out more, a little bit more comprehensively here. So I think it's good for me to read it off because this was like an article piece, so I really controlled it. So number one, I would say take the following day off a competition completely, eat some of the foods that you've wanted, whatever, cheat, don't make yourself sick and send yourself to the hospital, which I've almost done
Yeah.
before, and I learned my lesson there. But enjoy the foods you want, relax, whatever, 1 or 2 days, whatever. But then get back to the gym. Get back to the gym. When you get back to the gym, go on like a 2 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off program. So there's still plenty of rest, but you're back in the gym. Um, Hit each muscle group once per week, unless you have a lagging body part, which I've discussed, where you can actually do like a second mini
Yeah.
workout.
Yeah.
I would recommend repetitions in the somewhere between 10 to 12 upper body, 12 to 15 lower body. In other words, not too not you don't want to go too heavy. You want to get more of like a pump effect. When you'll be able to move slow and really stretch and squeeze the muscle. But don't go to complete failure in this period of time. Your body's not ready for it, so stop maybe 1 to 2 reps short of failure on your work sets rather than going all out like you were before the show. Um, don't do any cardio on the days that you train because your body, again, still going through a period of recovery. We want to get that rebound effect. We don't want to start making inroads into our recovery ability. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But on your off days from the gym, you could do, 20 to 30 minutes just to stimulate more appetite to just, keep the body fat under
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Consume basically the same high quality foods that you were eating during prep. Don't start changing. I mean, not that you can't add, like maybe some people aren't eating fruit
Yeah. Yeah.
during prep, but you can add fruit back in. But I mean, like, don't make your carbohydrates, Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Still make the foods high quality.
Yeah.
Um, but go at least 1,000 calories over maintenance, normal maintenance for you, on the days that you train, and at least 500 calories on the days you're not training over maintenance. Um, of those additional calories, about 50% of them should come from carbohydrates, and then maybe the remainder, the other 50%, an even split between high quality proteins and healthy fats. Try to get as much sleep as you possibly can because sleep is the number one. That's the time when your body recovers. That's the time your body grows. Your body shuts off most of its systems and lets everything relax. And this is the time where your body can focus on repair of muscle tissue. Um, and definitely don't go back. You go back on your supplements, creatine.
Yeah.
If you'd stopped creatine, go back on your good solid supplementation. Forget about PEDs. I'm not even going to
Yeah.
focus on that here, but go back on, creatine and things like that. But don't use any. I know some people want to try to stay lean after a show. And of course, if you have another show coming up, this doesn't mean anything. But if you're just not going to compete, get this rebound effect. Try not to use any supplements with too many stimulants.
No, all right.
Caffeine is where your metabolism working. It'll affect your adrenal glands, this and that. You want your body to be able to just relax and grow. So those are some of the tips that I have for getting a really, really good rebound. And I have seen people, and I've done it myself, just add a crazy amount of like
Yeah.
new muscle tissue that you really just did not. I'm not talking about just gaining back weight
Yeah.
that you just lost for the show. I'm talking about real lean muscle. You can get a really, really good rebound after a show if you treat it correctly. So
No, because
that was my question.
you hear some pros saying that they just shut down for a month, for example. They don't train and anything like that. It's like many people have, different ideas of what to do after a contest, if they should rest or, pig out for a month and, just relax totally, go on holiday, you know. But I think if they stay away from the gym for a long period of time, like they say, you get used to not training, to get back into that. I mean, listen, it happened to me and I still can't, I did my almost my entire life training regularly. All right, I'm not a Mr. Olympia or anything. I just always stayed at the same weight, but always refining, and I competed once and things like that. But the minute you stop for a long period of time, and the older you get, it it's not easy to get back into that routine, huh?
Sometimes you do get a little lazy.
Yeah, that lazy, and
You
your
get
mind,
used to the good life.
yeah, your mind plays tricks on you. It's like you want to go, but you find every excuse that there is not to go. You know, there's no parking. It's too hot. Too many people at the gym. I work late. You know, it's the mind. It's a battle. It's you know, I mean, I think the worst time is after an event. You know, you put all your time into this event, the show, and then when you stop afterwards, that's when your mind starts screwing around with you. You know, even though you're eating the food you want to eat, but getting back into that routine, it's like what Milo said when he took that year off. It's the biggest mistake he ever did because it threw him off. He didn't come back the way he was. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's from competing, not training. He used to
Right.
keep training, stepping on
Right.
stage. That's at another level. But um, you know, you cannot walk away from the gym. I think personally, I think it's better to keep training or maybe take some time, but train at least twice or three times a week. All right. I think that's more important than, you know, eating a burger a day after an event because you're still going to the gym. I mean, if you don't have an event coming in the next couple of months, you can do that, you know, have fun with your family, but you're still training. You know, it might do them good to have a bit of, you know, some extra calories. You know what I mean? That's my theory from my experience on myself. You know, but like I said, I'm proof of when you step away from the gym. You know, family, work, trying to get back into it, and when you're at an older age, past 45, 48, 50, it's not easy, huh? I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
and like I'm saying, like listen, if you I'm giving a general recommendation about this because the rebound effect is real and it works.
No, no, yeah,
And that's why I recommend it. But listen, if you let's just say you did four straight shows, like and you're just mentally, physically exhausted, then yeah, of course, take a week off from the gym. I
yeah.
still don't recommend people start eating all kinds of crap. I would
No,
still
no,
say like,
not,
yeah,
yeah,
have
yeah,
one meal a day that you enjoy,
yeah,
but
yeah,
still stay on your diet and then get back to the gym a week later.
yeah,
Or if you have an injury that you're nursing, or if you've been battling, sometimes people are battling colds and flus and things
yeah,
during is the immune system. Putting all that aside, but good example actually, about this is that so I have a client who did his first ever competition. He actually just did the Lee Haney show.
all right.
But like about 4 or 5 weeks before, we did another competition. And he came into the show, great shape, ripped, natural guy, totally natural, in his 40s, masters competitor, looked fantastic. I think he placed like fourth out of nine in one class and second in another class. He did really, really well. Great first show. And I said to him, he's like, "Do I go back to the gym on Monday?" It was a Saturday show. I said, "Yeah, I want you Sunday to rest, sleep, eat, enjoy yourself. But on Monday, we're going back to the gym." And he was amazed because when I sent him his diet, I sent him a diet that had way more calories in it than he was eating, the weeks
Yeah,
before a show. And he's like, "Coach, am I gonna, you know, is this good? Like, am I gonna, get fat? Not get fat, but like, am I gonna?" And I'm like, "I'm telling you, watch what happens. There's going to be a rebound." And this wasn't really a traditional rebound because he did have a show coming up. But I
yeah,
said, watch what happens when we feed you these calories, back off on the cardio a little bit, and back off on the intensity of the training.
yeah,
Still training intense, but
yeah,
like I said, not quite going to that
yeah.
failure, not doing forced reps or drop sets. And 4 weeks later of doing this, he came into the Lee Haney show, both bigger, fuller, harder, and he killed it. Like he was the most shredded guy of any class he was in, standout shredded. He should have, I think he should have, I think he came in second in every class he did, which was great
Yeah.
because it was bodybuilding and classic. He was second across the board. But the difference in the way he looked from show to show, I don't want to say it was night and day, but you could see that 15-20% increase. And it was because the body does get that
I
rebound if you do it correctly. So
I think I
that
know
was kind of like what we did.
I think I know who he is. Is he a long time client? He's been with you
No,
for
it's not. Not that long time.
I thought I'm mixing up with that other guy. He's always sharing your posts. But
Oh,
anyways,
that's Max. No,
yeah,
but
Max. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, this
Another
isn't
great,
Max.
another great athlete, you
Oh
know.
yeah, I've been, he's my longest running
Yeah,
client, 13
I
years.
remember him just, skin and bones, and then he started training with you, and look at
And
him
then he turned
now.
natural pro and now he's doing NPC and
Yeah,
he's doing great. But yeah, but that's a great example that the way I handled it was almost like a rebound, not quite to the level of a rebound because I didn't want to push him too far out. Plus, also, again, as a coach, which we've always discussed,
yeah,
experimentation, seeing what the body does. You don't want to go too
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
But I added, and maybe he was doing 100 on average, say 120 grams of carbs a couple weeks before the show. So I had him up over 200 right after the show was over, and he filled out. So the body has an amazing ability to rebound once it's been stressed to that degree. So that's what I'm talking about here. A lot of people should take advantage of that rebound and not get lazy after a show.
of course.
Get back in the gym.
Yeah. So, I mean, some rest is good, but like the routine has to keep going, the body has to, rest a bit, but like you said,
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was the kind of person, and I have clients like this just too, are like, oh man, I need a few days off. I'm just like, oh, I'm exhausted. I did my show, I'm exhausted. And then Tuesday would come and I'm like, I feel like going to the gym.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't rest. I
yeah,
didn't want to rest. I still
yeah,
felt good. So I'm like,
yeah,
I want to go back to the gym. So, it's that's how the way I always was.
yeah,
I don't think I ever took a week off after a show. I think maybe 2 days, 3 days at most.
hmm,
So
yeah,
that's where I learned the rebound process,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what I like to give to people. So, listen, if you want to take 2 weeks off and that's your thing,
yeah,
but fine, but you could be missing out on a good opportunity
yeah.
to add some new lean tissue real quick. So
Fantastic.
that's what me and Merlin has to say. Did I say it right, Merlin? He says yes. Okay, it's over there. He said you did
No,
good. So, unless you have any questions for me, I don't think we have anything else to
no,
talk.
still one popped into my head, but while you were talking, and now I forgot.
Well, that's the age thing. I usually forget my name for half the day, and I don't.
No, it was something related. I'll probably remember it and send you, and we'll talk about it. We'll
We
talk
can do it
about it
next
next
time.
week. Yeah, because while you were talking about that, it just like I said, I should have asked this, but anyway, since you had that lined up,
Well,
but
all right.
yeah,
Well, you'll remember for next time. But
yeah,
people should know out there that we've been talking to Flex Wheeler and Lee
hmm,
Haney, and
yep,
they're
they're
both
both,
going to come back on the show. I wanted Flex was out of town for a few weeks, and I think he was traveling through Europe.
yeah, he
I saw
was
him at the gym yesterday, and he wants to come back on the show and talk
Lee
about
Haney,
the Olympia. Lee Haney
yeah, we'll
did
talk
had his
shop,
show,
yeah,
which was a success, and
yeah,
he wants to talk about the Olympia.
yeah,
And
and
Lee always has something to talk about.
yeah, we can ask both of them, this thing of Samson, the bigger bodybuilder against the shorter guys, though for sure Lee will have something to say about that now, since the Olympia passed and Keon competed as well in the Open. So, he was talking about that before. So it's good to we'll ask him those questions and even about his show, which was I think a great success. So we'll see what
So next week, though, people should know we're probably not doing a show on Wednesday.
we might do it Wednesday, we might do it Thursday. It,
We will do another show, but it
yeah,
may not be Wednesday.
yeah, because um,
Got some personal things going on.
personal things going on and good things, really good things.
Positive things.
Yes,
Positive
yes, yes.
things.
So sometimes um, things get in the way, and we have to just move a day here and there, which shouldn't be a problem. It's important, subscribe, support the channel, share the videos, share the podcasts.
Yep.
We have some good material on the now we managed to get, we're on our 24th show. There's some really good, nothing's dated. You can go back and watch them, especially the discussions, the interviews with Gaspari, Lee Haney,
Oh
with
yeah.
Lex, Tom.
Yeah.
Um,
Tom, I'd love to get on the show again too. He's so great.
yeah, Tom,
Terwilliger.
what's
Terwilliger.
Terwilliger. I always say it wrong. Terwilliger. Um, we had Chris Aceto's son, Faroud,
Yeah,
as
and I'd
well.
like to have him on again too.
Yeah,
He's a very intelligent. We
Yeah,
both
yeah,
come a little. I
yeah,
mean, he's
yeah,
a very intelligent,
yeah,
well-spoken. He's a thinker. He's like
yeah,
his dad. He's a
yeah.
thinker.
He
I
thinks
like him.
before he talks. I would love to have Chris on the show one day. You
I
can,
know we could see if
yeah,
we can get Chris
yeah,
on. I'm going to talk to a couple of people. I
yeah,
have some people in mind that I told you about that I want to
yeah,
try to get on the show. So
yeah.
we'll keep trying to pull
It's
people when we can.
listen, these guys they have their other podcasts. I can understand they're busy, like I always said. But some, they just say, yeah, I've been running after Lee Priest, but he's on
I know.
he's on such a world tour at the moment. He's traveling. It's like he's really his popularity really shot up again, so he's doing a number of podcasts. He's going to, I don't know, so many countries doing seminars. And I don't blame him. It's good. He's making a great living at his age, so, and he's doing some TV as well in Australia. And so he wants to come on the show, but it has to be good timing. I mean, these guys, obviously they're dedicated to the shows, they're loyal to the shows that they have been on for a while. And so it's we're getting there. People are always, the toughest thing is sometimes for people that don't really know you is them seeing your messages, because the way Instagram and Facebook works, when you send them a message and either not, they don't really follow you yet, it throws it into this hidden request section, and it doesn't, it's not in your face. So
Right, right.
then they'll see it after like 4 months and they, oh my God, I apologize. I just saw this now, So then,
Yeah.
anyways. So
Yeah, yeah, Kevin, sometimes you like you did it with the Nick with Nick Walker, where I talked about I should be your coach and you sent them the clip.
yeah.
So
I
hey, Jay
tagged him.
Cutler,
Yeah,
dude, come on our show. Do you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah,
Let's go full-time bodybuilder.
yeah,
I know you got time. Come on our show. You could send that to him.
yeah. Did
He
one
was
of my
nice enough to send me a text for my birthday. I was happy to see that
yeah, my
Jay
my
remembered my birthday.
my favorite one of my favorite clips of Jay Cutler is he was with Dave in his kitchen and somebody sent him some shirts, and this shirt was huge, and he said, "This is for
For
Eric."
me. Yep. I have
Yeah.
that on my I have that clip. But yeah, he said, "This is for you, Eric,
I
because
think I
you
sent it
like
to
big
you.
shirts."
Yeah, yeah. He said, "This is for Eric. It's huge." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jay has a lot of fun with me a lot of times in videos. He'll be doing an exercise like on a machine. He'll be like, "Oh, Merlin's gonna like this one because it's an easy exercise." And I always write back to him like, "Yeah, try one of my workouts, Jay. Let's see
Yeah,
how you feel after that."
yeah,
So we have
yeah,
this little thing going back and forth. But that means Jay likes me. If he picks on me, he likes me. They always say that, when you get picked on, if a girl gets picked on by
yeah,
a guy,
yeah.
it's
They
because the
like
guy
you.
likes her.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Jay, come on our show, because you'll give
Jay,
us a nice boost.
he was really busy during the Olympia, interview after interview.
He's always busy, man. This
Yeah,
guy
but
is.
they did a good amount of interviews. They must have been going from morning to night.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
Yeah,
Jay is still Jay, and
yeah,
everybody wants to be on his show.
yeah, yeah,
And Jay's a
yeah,
workaholic. So I
yeah.
mean, he's not the kind of guy that's going to be like, nah, I don't feel like it.
No,
He's gonna work his ass off.
he
He's on a
everything.
plane.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
still, I mean, as well as he's done, he's
yeah,
still like on a plane here, there,
yeah.
this
And he's
gym
still,
opening.
and so people know he still packs all the orders himself.
He's
He's
exactly.
still, who might like say, I'm gonna throw this in for him, or he packs them himself. He probably finds it relaxing, or he says to himself, "This is what started everything," so he's gonna keep doing it.
Right. He's like, this, why do I have to hire somebody? I'll do this myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Jay is and he's again he's the guy he'll be at a show. There'll be a line around the corner to do it to autograph, and
yeah,
the show is closing, and he's the one that'll stay there an hour after
yeah,
the show to
yeah,
make sure he sees everybody.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's
No,
not the kind of guy that's going to get up and leave.
Jay is one
He's a
of
one of a kind in
one
that
of the
sense.
one of the good guys, a great representative of bodybuilding, Olympia.
I'd say he's more popular now than when he was competing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think
He
he's bigger now than when he competed.
he rode the wave of the video, the DVDs, letting people into his house, seeing his life, you know, uh, He hit everything at the right time,
Yep.
DVDs, videos, DVDs, and he took advantage of everything at the right time, and it worked for him. I mean,
It worked big time for him,
it
and
worked
he's
big time.
still
He did well
going
in it.
strong.
Yeah,
He's got a million sponsorships. Jay
yeah,
Cutler Athletics, Jay
yeah,
Cutler Nutrition.
yeah.
I mean, he's a
DRT,
one man.
everything,
So,
everything. And who knows what businesses he has on the side that,
oh, he's
prop,
got an HRT
yeah,
clinic
property,
thing. He's got,
real estate. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
He
he's
learned he learned from guys like Chris Aceto that's really financially, he's really good in property. Chris is well known, he's in the real estate. He's another king there as well. So he
well,
taught,
Jay very early on when he would take his big contest winnings, and then he'd go buy a house
yeah, he
and
Jay,
refurbish it or whatever and rent it out. Like he
yeah,
was always
Jay
doing stuff.
had a good foundation, so
So
and it trickles down in the few, and it's a shame some bodybuilders just, they it doesn't last forever, like we always said. So you have to think ahead, the next chapter. So
I think that so many guys now use Jay as a model for
yeah,
what to do to set yourself up after the bodybuilding career
yeah,
is over
yeah, yeah, of
because he did it so well. Like I
course,
know that so many people that I've spoken to, they look at Jay, they don't putting aside his bodybuilding, being
yeah,
Mr. Olympia, they
yeah,
look at Jay the man and the businessman and they try to model themselves
yeah,
after that,
yeah. I
you know.
mean, you don't have to be as successful as he was or is. You just live comfortably, follow that, what he did, expand on bodybuilding, and then use that to do other things. But you know
Yeah,
maybe,
let's send this whole clip to Jay so he's
yeah,
more
maybe
motivated to come
one
on the show.
day,
And he
maybe,
can tell us step by step how he became
yeah,
the success that
yeah,
he is today.
yeah.
But
So
anyway,
yeah, so that's episode
that's it.
24. um it was a good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Most of
it.
it was on the fly. We didn't from like 10 subjects, we cut it down to three, and we talked about the 80s in the beginning, and then we went down. It was good. It
Talked a
was
little
good.
bit NASA stuff and this and
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
No, it's fun.
But
100% bodybuilding, as I'm saying, all the time.
muscle news is a place to get
Yeah,
all
yeah.
kinds of news
So
about muscle.
yeah, then
Everything
sometimes
related to it.
during the week, if I had that funny thing of Crizo and Keon. Sean Ray said that Crizo uh, shouldn't have been near
Keon, he
Crizo.
should have.
Yeah, Keon should have beat him,
Should have
and
been. Well, that's it. And we didn't really go into it today, but there
yeah,
seems to be a whole controversy going
yeah,
on now.
yeah,
Once again, the aesthetics versus the
yeah,
size,
yeah.
thing.
And then I did
So
that picture of with AI. I did, Sean Ray.
Sean Ray with
Yeah,
the big
yeah. And
eyes, that
also
was
I did was
hilarious.
I put a picture of Sean Ray, and I did fishbowl glasses, and his eyes came like this, and it
Yeah,
was like, this is it. Either he's
perfect.
gonna hate me, but he sent a thumbs
He's
up.
got to laugh. He's got to
Oh
laugh,
no,
man.
it's
Got to
my
laugh.
word against him. I didn't offend him. He said so many things about people. I mean, I watch these things, and sometimes I laugh, and I say I'll have to do my own video about it. But it's there on the channel. You'll see it. It was uploaded last week, published last week. So, anyways, that's it for tonight.
Yep.
Today,
We'll see you guys next week. We don't know
next
what
week,
day yet, but you'll
sometime.
know.
It might be Friday, might be Thursday, might be Tuesday. It depends. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But somehow we'll put an episode out, even if it's a half hour. So that's it for today. And so, thank you, and see you
Yeah.
later, Eric.
All right. All
We'll
right.
talk.
My friend, have fun in Malta.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
See you. See you.
All right. Bye.